Hey everyone, and welcome to Palace Chat. I am your host, Gina Parker. I'm here with my co-host, Ashley Jones.
Hey,
Ashley, what have you been reading, watching, listening to this week?
oh man. So I am back at work, so my addiction to binge watching is like on full tilt. Emily in Paris has a new season. That's what I've been obsessed with. And it was so good. It was like done in 2 nights, like so freaking good. They're splitting up the season in part one, part two. So I'm like dying for the next few episodes, but I love Emily in Paris. So good.
Can you say more about like what you like about it?
Well, I love Paris. So the cinematography and the backgrounds and the places they go to are always so like fashionable and luxurious. And it's just very lighthearted and funny, very rom-com. The Emily character is sort of naive and kind of silly. And then like all the characters around her just kind of roll their eyes when she like sort of falls into the perfect things. She's part of a marketing firm in Paris, and she just like haphazardly tries to do stuff, and then it like amazingly turns out like ta-da, like it always works out amazingly. So that's the part that's really funny. And then like there's some love interests and everyone's super attractive. And I forget who plays the best friend, but she's been in a bunch of stuff as well. It's just really fun and lighthearted and funny. And then like it definitely has a flashlight on like stupid Americans and in other countries. So it kind of like over stereotypes like her Americanness in this very French culture. And she's trying to figure her way through in a French business, French clients, and kind of figure out like what's different stylistically with how to do marketing in Paris. So it's very I really, really love it.
I started to, and then I kind of lost interest, but I'm glad you like it.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. And then as soon as I ran out of that, I jumped on to another Netflix show called Decameron, which is a extremely silly historical fiction about the bubonic plague, where basically some random nobles who are just trying to escape the plague are like hiding out in a villa in Italy, and they're just very exaggerated sort of comedic characters. It's very funny and stupid and pokes fun at like how things were done in that age in a very kind of creative way. So that was funny as well. So these are both good ones.
You think that was a little, I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but just hearing you talk about the concept is like COVID inspired in a way, like the rich people
I could
escape
see
on
it.
their own.
I,
Like,
I could totally see it. Yeah, it's similar because they live in this like beautiful palatial like villa, and like people are starving and dying like right outside the gate, and they're just like throwing rocks at them like be gone pestilence. Like it's very silly but like a little dark. Okay, it's a
mm,
lot dark. It's very dark
it's the plague,
because
so
yeah, well, it's the plague, and it's very like rich people not giving a crap about other people dying. They're just like, oh, where's my breakfast? And why was there not enough sausage with my wine when people are like literally dying? Like, but it's like just over the top. One of the characters is played by one of the girls from Girls.
Zoja Mamet, it's Zoja Mamet.
Yeah, it is. Okay. You already know that. Yeah,
Hmm.
she's really good. The personality of her character is very similar, very like, I mean, doesn't quite fit that historical part, but she plays this very like spoiled, well kept, dignitary. And then in Girls, she plays this spoiled, sort of Jewish girl who's very like, you know, coddled and naive. And it's very similar, the characters. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of a theme I see for her. But anyway, I liked it. I still like it. I'm still watching it.
I'm glad I'll have to try that one out.
I feel like I've seen the character or the actors and other stuff. So like they're all sort of like B-list comedian stars. I think one of the handmaidens is from this group of high school girls in Ireland, I want to say.
Dairy
That was
Girls.
Jury Girls, yes. I'm terrible with names. Jury Girls, yes. One of the actresses is also in this, so it's good.
Nice.
I liked it. What about you? What are you watching other than All My Children for the
Uh,
podcast?
I'm still on my Charmed rewatch. I'm in the beginning of season 3 now, and they described this character Cole. I don't know if you remember Cole if from the show, but he was like Alyssa Milano's boyfriend.
Hmm.
And he's introduced in this season 3 premiere, and he's the evilest evil to ever evil in Evil Town. That's kind of how they describe him. But then he falls in love with Phoebe in like 6 episodes of like light flirting, and then they kissed one single time while he had his eyes open the whole time, like the creep he is. And it's like, but now he's in love with her and he's willing to give it all up, all his evil for her. And it's like, really? Like they flirted over shopping for books one time, and okay,
She's the love of his life. He's willing to give up his evil ways.
been
That's
six
exactly how
episodes.
that's exactly how things happen in reality. Didn't you know this?
6 episodes. He's willing to give his hundreds of years of evil away for this chick. And I mean, Alyssa Milano, gorgeous, you know, but
Totally.
but I mean, it's
Right.
not enough.
Totally.
This was mishandled. This
If I remember correctly, did he also need to like give up some demon powers, or am I off on his character? Was like that part of the deal?
I think at one point, and then it like turns around. I think she and he become king and queen of hell for a while, and then she feels bad about betraying her sisters, comes back, but I don't really remember because it was like after the Shannon Doherty years.
Hmm. Are you doing a complete rewatch of like the entire series, or are you just like picking and choosing?
I'm just like watching in order right now because it's all on Amazon Prime or Freevee, one of those.
Hmm.
So I'm just letting it play through because it's very mindless. And yeah, they didn't try that hard that show, but you know,
You know, I might have to rewatch. You know me, I'm not a big rewatcher, but I might have to rewatch Charmed because like I remember just loving it so intently because it was like my whole like the whole genre that I'm really into, which is like pseudo rom-com, sci-fi, fantasy-esque, where you just completely suspend disbelief and it's like everything is magic. And you're like, okay, great.
hmm and
Look at these
usually
creative plot devices.
And usually that kind of like the witch stuff irks me after a certain point, and I'm wondering what point I'll get to it in the Charmed rewatch, which is like a lot of shows, it removes the stakes eventually. Like every time someone dies, you can magic them back from the death.
Right.
It's like no limits. Oh, the world's ending. Oh, I unended it. Oh, we're
Yep.
in the afterlife. I unended it. Like the
Hmm.
only reason they couldn't
But
bring
there's
back
a right. There's a time travel spell. They just, undo things.
A- And I mean, the only reason they couldn't do that was Shannon Doherty's character is because they fired her. So that's the reason. And if
Right.
they showed any flashbacks or anything at all, they'd have to pay her. So,
They're like, nope,
mhm,
she is dead to us.
yeah. And so,
Crazy.
like, but other than that, and so, like, a lot of shows like The Vampire Diaries, I know you watched, what was it? It wasn't one of the spin-offs with the
Hmm.
kids
The
where
school one.
yeah, the school one. It's the never-ending thing. There's no problem that you can't magic your way out of, and that
Right.
gets on my nerves after a while because it's like there's no stakes to any story. You're just gonna
Yeah.
fix it. Like you make it sound scary, but I know you're gonna
Right.
fix it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I actually got that way with Lost. if you haven't seen Lost, spoiler alert, but like I was totally into Lost, like hardcore. And then they just like pull back a curtain and there's literally just like a lever and they just move the island. And I was like, okay, uh, no, I can't follow you to that conclusion that you're just going to move the island and fix everything because you've geographically through, I don't know, physics, random magic, I don't know, literally pick up and move an island. Like what? And I was like, I can't watch this anymore. Because
Fair
like I
enough.
remembered the moment and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like we can follow you so far. And I mean, that's the thing, like werewolf stuff is kind of stupid, vampire stuff is kind of stupid, but you know the rules of those. Like, oh, vampires don't get in the sun, don't get a stake through the heart. Like, you know the rules. It's not like they're gonna keep changing things.
Mm.
I have that trouble with witches. I do like the all of them so far, like the character wise, and so I'm willing to keep watching even though it's very stupid.
I mean, and I love True Blood, but True Blood kind of skirted that line too near the end. They sort of like ran out of stakes and they're like, oh, we can figure out a way to walk in the sun. I was like, no.
Yeah, they really ran out of road at a certain point. Let's do the soap talk. Erica has poached Lars Bogart's president of his cosmetics company to come work at the cosmetics company with Palmer. So she's just hired Harris.
She looks very proud of herself.
She is. And she's helping out Ted because he's having a hard time model, Mike Roy. And he's one of her more popular love interests from over the years. She's basically her old ex-boyfriend Nick owns a company, like a publishing company, and he's asked this guy Mike Roy to come write Erica's autobiography or ghostwrite it. And Mike is just not having any of Erica's bullshit. And so right now it's making her very upset that he's like never heard of her, like has no interest in her, and he's like, I'll write the book, but I'm not gonna do it on your timeline. I'm not gonna, you know, do whatever you want. So he's one of the more famous love interests of hers.
Is she still in that mode of being like on the wrong side of the love triangles, or is she starting to like actually develop relationships with people who like her back?
I think it'll get there. Right now, it's like an opposites attract type thing. You know, it's the the model who loves the fancy dinners and everything, and he's just a guy who's, you know, traveling the world writing stories about third world countries, and he does not have time for her nonsense. He
Hmm. Yeah, he does not look charmed by her wiles in this episode.
So Erica goes to this Tempo anniversary. So Tempo's a magazine, and she was on the cover at one point. So she goes to the anniversary, and you know, she's socializing. All the models hate her, and she hates all the models, and they're all basically sniping at each other through this whole event. She's brought her brother as a date because, you know, boyfriend's dead, so she doesn't have anyone to go with.
Why not?
Well, Kent's dead, so she's got to
And her
just
love
take her
interest won't give her the time of day.
yeah, she just met him that scene. So so she's got to take her brother all around town while various people insult her. But one of the models lets it slip like, "Hey, Lars is looking for that brooch." And she's like, "Oh no, got to keep it hidden." And her brother's like, "Yeah, got to keep it hidden."
Oh no.
Then we have,
Oh, the brooch.
oh, I'm gonna give you a big clue this podcast recording episode at least.
About the
So,
brooch. About the
mhm.
brooch.
Yeah, thank you for that clean line reading. So Lars has is announcing that he's found a replacement for Erica. He does it at the party in front of everyone and has her give a speech about how Erica's over the hill.
What is she like? 32?
Yep. And so that's the replacement who's talking directly to Erica about, hey, you're old now. And
I see
Eric
that.
and there's Erica's reaction to that when she's like, and she's so upset that she left her brother outside, which is a beat I liked, where she's like, hey, let me outside. But she's so upset by what has happened.
I'm only 32.
And so then there's Jenny, who's Tad's sister, and she's coming to talk to Erica, and she's very genuinely nice, but she has a lot of admiration for Erica, which is something Erica likes. And she's trying to take they're becoming friends, very sweet friendship and kind of redeeming for Erica, even though she's obviously loved that what nice to Jenny. So she makes Jenny come to dinner with them, but Jenny has a flashback. She has to go.
Does she have some trauma?
And Palmer and Erica have been clashing a little bit since they decided to go into business together, but they're still united against Lars. But Erica found out that Palmer and Lars are both dating the same woman, Daisy, and went so far as to go to Daisy's house and be like, you better choose Lars so that Palmer doesn't lose interest in our company and take his money out.
Oh boy.
She's very self-serving still.
Mm.
He's worried his modeling career is over because Jenny's doing photo shoots without him. And Erica's starting to become friends with him too. But he tells her that basically Jenny was drugged the previous summer in New York. They took pictures of her face. They used it to make a porno, even though she didn't do the actual sex and whatever. They put her face on the actress, which I said at the time was like, that's a lot
Mm.
of work to do to just like, what was wrong with the girl who was actually doing the sex and
Right.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
But
because it's 1983. It's not like they can just Photoshop it.
so basically Jenny was being blackmailed. Olga sent Jenny out of town, and Tad's worried about his career, but Olga's like, no, I'm standing by both of you. I won't let you guys do anything wrong.
I can't take him seriously with that collar.
Oh, and Ellen has been calling Erica because Ellen is Erica's sister-in-law, and she's worried about her husband, Erica's brother, who is on cocaine, but neither of them know it because cocaine was a new drug at this point, so they didn't know what it was.
I see.
But Erica invites Mark to come out to New York so she can meet his friends, his dodgy friends. All right, and our last thing is an actual episode instead of just the Erica clips. But there is still Erica. Erica comes to town to bully her mom into helping with her autobiography and demands her mom call out sick from work on her way to work to help with this autobiography, or she doesn't really love Erica. That's kind of her energy.
Don't do this for me. Don't really love me. I'm pretty
So,
sure I just heard the mom say, it's not about you.
and so Cliff and Nina, their marriage ended when she was cheating on him. We talked about a while ago, but he's like, your dad interfered in our relationship, and so Lars comes to Cliff and is like, hey, do you want to help me take down Palmer? And he's like, sure, I guess. Langley, who's secretly selling his wife's land to Palmer, even though she hates Palmer because he's a money grabbing con man. Mrs. Baxter realizes Angie is pregnant from when she eloped and had sex for the first time.
Ah,
Lots of stuff happening.
the right now. We gotta go do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Couple.
Palmer, Daisy, and Lars are still in the midst of their love triangle, and Daisy is trying to keep Palmer and Lars secret from each other while juggling them. So she's a busy lady. And honestly, I mean,
Mhm.
both those guys are kind of scumbags, but good for her. They're both so,
They're both what?
millionaires.
Oh, well, that works. At least she'll get good gifts out of it.
That's like a main thrust of the episode is she's being showered with like tons of flowers and like multiple bouquets of flowers or like the stands of flowers that are
Hmm.
she's got
Yeah.
lots of those in her house, but Palmer's also given her a chauffeur drive her around town. So
Nice.
yeah,
That sounds
things are
good.
things are going well for Daisy.
I feel like the fall is coming on that one.
Ian, it's really lovely. So unusual.
You don't know the half of it. Here, look at this.
It's a locket.
Not just any ordinary locket. There's a hidden compartment back here. I just found it.
She didn't tell you about it?
I don't even think she knows it exists.
Well, wouldn't whoever gave it to her tell her about it? A secret compartment would make it much more fun.
Not in this case. Here, take a look for yourself. You'll see what I mean.
Oh, no.
I know, gave me the creeps too. That's why I think she doesn't even know about it. I wonder if I should tell her.
No, Ian, I wouldn't. Don't get involved, please. Yeah.
I don't know, Molly.
How's your predictions coming?
Not well, because I was just focused on where she was hiding it, not like what has to do with the brooch. Okay, so remind me again, Erica was gifted this in the will of her ex-boyfriend, Kent, correct?
Basically, he was planning on giving it to her anyway. He was not
And then,
expecting to be
right,
shot at age
and then
30.
he died. Yeah, okay, so she's willed it or bequeathed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lars, who is her enemy.
It's a family heirloom was the other piece.
Oh, right, it's a family heirloom.
Lars is Kent's father.
Okay, got it. Okay, now I remember. Okay, so Lars is Kent's father. Kent gives the brooch to, okay, then they don't like each other. Okay, so it's a family heirloom, but it's now got some creepy hidden compartment. Because it's a family heirloom, I want to sort of assume that, like, whatever the hidden compartment reveals some deep, dark secret about Lars's family, and that's why he doesn't want her to have it.
I'll say
Like,
yes to that. I'll say yes. That's correct.
so inside the hidden compartment, it's some sort of, yeah, some evidence of some sort of crime or some deep, dark secret of that family. And that's the reason why he wants the heirloom back. Not really because he cares about the item, but because he doesn't want the secret to get out. And knowing that she has it means that she might reveal the family secret and somehow, like, I don't know, lose the family fortune for the company.
I'd say that's all correct.
Wow.
So you're all correct. But what is the secret?
Oh, geez.
Because you're getting real close now.
Oh boy. Okay. So does Lars run a cosmetics company as well?
Yes, he runs Sensuel.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, oh, I have two guesses and I feel like they're both like equal. My one guess is that it reveals some sort of murder within the family.
Hmm.
My other guess is it reveals that there's something wrong with the cosmetics. Those are my two guesses. Like the cosmetics cause cancer, although that wouldn't be creepy.
Yeah, I want to
Uh,
remind you that we're talking about like a storyline that was criticized for being too soapy ridiculous.
so- okay. Now I'm getting lost in too many ideas. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is like somehow there's like a curse inside the brooch.
No, it doesn't get to a supernatural place. I mean, All My
Okay.
Children doesn't get to a supernatural place until like the late 90s when Passions was
Okay.
on the air. Because it's like
Mm-hmm.
trends. So like once
No,
Passions was
totally.
doing it, everyone was doing it. But until then, it's grounded in at least the laws of physics,
I,
if
you
not
know, I
reality.
I can't put my finger on what that deep dark secret is that somebody from the outside would look at and say that's creepy. Unless it's like a weird photo,
Oh,
like a weird creepy picture or like somebody risque in a
I'll say you're right about the photo.
okay, so it's a photo. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't know what else would be like what kind of photo, but it's some sort of photo that is creepy that reveals some sort of deep dark secret of the family.
Hmm.
I don't know that I have any further.
That's fine. That's fine. I think you've done very well. I mean, look how far you've come just since the last episode.
I know, I know.
That
Well, they
we
gave
know
a
that.
lot away with secret compartment and wow, that's creepy. I was like, okay, so that
So
tells me
yeah,
some stuff.
so now we know the brooch storyline. It has a secret compartment. There's something creepy inside. It's a photo.
That
And
reveals a deep dark secret about
that
the Lars Kent family.
that reveals a deep, dark secret. And in fairness to Kent, I don't think he knew. I
Okay.
I think Kent was like a himbo. I mean, and when I say I don't think Kent knew, I don't think Kent knew there was anything about the brooch. I think specifically whether or not he knew about the secret, like I think he just thought it was like a piece of jewelry that he was gonna give to his
Right, right, right,
hot girlfriend.
right. I'm gonna have to think more on this one. It's gonna plague me for a bit.
Like I said, we have it we're right now, we're in July and it gets revealed. Well, I think the storyline comes to an end in November.
Oh, okay. So I'm doing pretty good, I feel like.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're narrowing it down for sure. Look how much progress you've made already.
In two podcast episodes. It's amazing.
So you just got to think about what's the deep dark secret.
Mm. And to
That
our awesome listeners, if you have guesses, email us or post
yes,
comments.
at amcrewatch@gmail.com.
Hmm. Also, we
And
have really cool merch.
we do have cool merch at T Public, and our link is in the show notes. As Myra visits Donna and baby John, and poor little baby Johnny's crying through the whole scene, but they had a real baby on set, so
And they don't
and
have time to like reshoot because there's a baby crying. Oh well, just talk over the baby crying.
yeah, all soaps were like one take unless something impossible happened, like you started cussing or something.
Right.
All right,
Cool.
that's it for this week. All right, everyone. Thank you, Ashley Jones. All right, everyone. Well,
No. Bye.
thank you for listening. Our theme song is Wouldn't It Be Nice by Sound Mirage featuring Lady Rand. Please rate and review, download, subscribe, all the things. And you can email us at amcrewatch@gmail.com. Thanks. Talk to you next week.